Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally happened. We just jumped off stream. We found out less than a couple hours ago that the same deal that was offered to all parties involved, most importantly, Port Adelaide, has been revisited today and accepted. And it just came down to Port. There were rumors that Gold Coast had added pick 50 into the conversation. That was not true. That was already in the three-way offer yesterday. So someone has kicked the bucket and cracked the shits at Port Adelaide over the last 24 hours by the seams of it and have said, you know what, we need to get this deal over the line. Collingwood have offered everything they could possibly offer. I will share my screen here so that we can, I guess, articulate it with a graphic brought to you by Pommy in Oz, the great man. Let's see here. Okay, let's zoom in a bit more. There we go. So the Pies are giving up essentially, right, through Gold Coast, 13-29. We are also sending pick 36, a future first, and we give up John Noble and Joe Richards to get this deal over the line. And we get Dan Houston and pick 58 in return. Pommy has Dan Houston valued at pick 4. 2,000 points on the draft value index is equivalent to a pick 4 type of player. So great news that we're finally able to get Houston over the line. Yesterday, I had it up to my eyeballs. I was sick and tired of what was going on. I sneezed last night and did my back. I thank the stress that this has brought upon me for that happening. Usually when I'm stressed, that is what happens. I sneeze, I bend over, and I do my back, and I can't move in bed, and I'm cooked for a week. But it's all for the betterment of the community, the club. We finally get Dan Houston over the line, and yeah, I just don't know what else we could have offered more than that, which is why I wasn't optimistic after what we heard last night, right? Oh, it was so stressful. And I'll reiterate this, guys. We are getting more than just an offensive weapon off the half back line with Dan Houston. We are getting a 6'1" player who had more intercept marks than Billy Frampton, more intercept marks than Isaac Quaynor, more intercept marks than Oleg Markov, Braden Maynard, and nearly as many as Jeremy Howe, who is considered an elite intercept marker. So we're getting someone who uses the ball very well and uses the ball well high up the ground, going inside 50. His efficiency going inside 50, averaging nearly 5 score involvements per game, is a significant upgrade on John Noble, with all due respect. And I do wish John Noble all the best going to Gold Coast. I wish Joe Richards all the best to Port Adelaide, but we are in the win now mode/window. We had recent news that Brendan Bolton's going to St Kilda. The turmoil off field is growing, and we're asking questions of that. But for now, we can just celebrate Justin Lepich's hard work off field to get this deal over the line. We've had so many variations and iterations of what could have happened with this deal. Was it going to get over the line? It felt like North were going to be the suitors at some point, which Houston would have hated to have ended up at. And thankfully, he ends up at Collingwood, and we're in the window. Does it make Collingwood premiership favourites in 2025 is the question will be asked. Kane Corns is obviously not happy with this. He said Port Adelaide are now unbackable favourites for the 2025 SANFL premiership, essentially insinuating that Port have completely lost their minds with this deal. So they get Jack Lukosius, Joe Richards, Rory Atkins, pick 13 from Gold Coast by way of Collingwood, pick 29 from Gold Coast by way of that Collingwood trade of Noble, pick 36, which is ours as well, pick 50 comes from Gold Coast, and they're giving up 39, 58 Houston and a future first. So heaps happening. It is quite messy and can be quite confusing, but all that matters is that Collingwood get their hands on their big fish. It's just good. It's reaffirming to know that Collingwood can still get a big fish to the club. He's going to add so much versatility. You asked the question with Josh Dacos being a revelation off the half back line. He can now resume his role on the wing in that All-Australian position. I think 70% of you said in the stream that you like to see Dacos return to the wing. I had the midfield on ball as an option. I had remain on the half back line as an option, and they were not I guess, exciting prospects or ideas for you guys. You guys are happy to see Dacos back on a wing, so that's good. Houston and Perryman off the halfback flanks will be amazing. You know, Lepic said with Perryman that while the rumors, external rumors were Perryman wants more midfield time and that's what he's going to get at Collingwood in 2025. Not true. Lepic, out of the horse's mouth, said he will play off the half-back line. However, with the veterans soon to be retiring, that's where Perryman will get his opportunity in the midfield. So, oh, man, I can go to sleep tonight and breathe. I'll try to with this back anyways. It hurts to breathe, but yeah. What else have we got from this? I mean, what have we learned? What have we learned from this trade period is try not to ride the turn of events and the roller coaster of emotions. For mine, running the channel, it is borderline impossible because my guess role is to provide the updates as they come along, and it is what it is. However, if I was not in this position, I'd almost be the type of person to turn away from media, turn off the Twitters, turn off the YouTubes, turn off the Instagrams, and just come back Wednesday, trade deadline period, and find out what's going on. We'll find out who gets delisted tomorrow. I imagine we'll see potentially 2 or 3 delistings. We have 2 list spots available right now. And we're still trying to bring in Tomlinson, Hayes, maybe Membry, Hayes or Membry. Dev Robertson could be in it. We could trade 2 of our picks in the 50s. We now have 3 picks in the 50s. Now that we have pick 50, 55, 58, could we bundle 2 picks of 50s and send that to get Dev Robertson from Brisbane? It means Kruger could be delisted. It means McInnes could be delisted. It means Bytel or Sullivan or even Ned Long. So plenty more movements to happen, guys. So while we can celebrate this one tonight, there's no rest for the wicked. We still need to get this trade over the line. Finlay Macrae is exploring options. And he's in contract. So really, if Finlay Macrae is to be leaving Collingwood, it will be tomorrow. It will be tomorrow because he's in contract. He won't be a delisted free agent. So he's going to make things happen. Has to make things happen tomorrow. His player agents, if he's to go anywhere. So yeah, and lastly with Matthew Kennedy, there's been talks of him here and there. He's got expressed interest from Western Bulldogs, so he won't be a part of any conversations for Collingwood. And Tomlinson, Tim Lamb, is it Tim Lamb? Someone from Melbourne has said that Tomlinson has been given the volition to have a look at opportunities elsewhere, which sort of implies that there's a strong chance that he enters or joins the black and white tomorrow. So we'll see you guys again tomorrow at 4 p.m. And we're probably going to go late into this one tomorrow as the trade deadline closes at 7:30. So we'll ride all the waves. And after that, we get straight into the draft. We'll do analysis of players we've brought in, annotations over their gameplay. We'll look at the draft players and do the same things. And then from there, we're into the preseason. And we'll be doing training reports, vlogs, everything else in between. If you're not subscribed and you're still watching the video, consider subscribing because there's plenty more content to come. Go Pies.